Hold on a second, Warriors Nation. Before we all lose our minds, before we start demanding that Mike Dunleavy Jr. mortgage every single asset we have, before we crown Trey Murphy III as our savior and the missing piece that guarantees another championship, let's take a collective breath and inject some much-needed perspective into this conversation. Yes, Murphy is a talented player. Yes, the Pelicans are off to a disastrous 0-6 start. Yes, the fit with Stephen Curry and our system seems ideal on paper. But are we really going to make a franchise-altering decision based on 6 games of another team's season? Are we seriously going to hypothecate our future, as the article so dramatically puts it, because New Orleans had a rough opening week? This is exactly the kind of reactionary, emotion-driven thinking that leads to catastrophic mistakes. And I'm here to pump the brakes, to be the voice of reason, to tell you what nobody else seems willing to say. Patience, not panic, is what we need right now. Let's start with the most glaring issue. The Pelicans are 0-6. 6 games. Out of 82. We're barely a week into the season. And we're already assuming that New Orleans is going to blow up their roster, enter a full rebuild, and make Trey Murphy III available? That's not analysis. That's wishful thinking bordering on fantasy. Yes, and 0-6 start is concerning. Yes, it puts pressure on the front office. But we've seen this movie before, haven't we? Teams start slow, the media overreacts, fans panic, and then they right the ship. They figure it out. They get healthy. The season is a marathon, not a sprint, and judging a franchise's entire direction based on 6 games is the height of irresponsibility. Remember, this is the same New Orleans Pelicans team that has consistently shown flashes of being a playoff contender when healthy. They have Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and a supporting cast of talented players. Are they really going to give up on their core after 6 games? Are they genuinely going to decide, you know what, let's trade our best young wing, the player we've been building around, because we lost a handful of games in early November? That's not how professional sports organizations operate, at least not competent ones. The Pelicans front office, despite their early struggles, is not going to panic and start fire-selling their assets. And even if they did consider it, Trey Murphy III would be the last player they'd move, not the first. Now, let's talk about the supposed perfect fit narrative. Yes, Murphy is a skilled player. Yes, he can shoot, defend multiple positions, and provide spacing. Those are valuable qualities. But let's not act like he's some generational talent, some transcendent player who's going to single-handedly transform our offense and guarantee another title. He's a good, solid, above-average wing. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not Kawhi Leonard. He's Trey Murphy III, a player with a career average of around 15 points per game who's shown flashes of being a reliable 3-and-D option. That's valuable, sure, but is it worth mortgaging our future for? Absolutely not. The article breathlessly claims that analysts from Blue Man Hoop and league experts agree that Murphy is the missing piece. But what does that actually mean? The missing piece is a phrase that gets thrown around so casually in sports media that it's become essentially meaningless. Every team is always looking for the missing piece. But the reality is that championship teams are built through a combination of star power, depth, chemistry, coaching, and yes, a little bit of luck. They're not built by making desperate, all in trades for good but not great role players in early November. The article also suggests that acquiring Murphy would extend the longevity of the big 3, Curry, Draymond Green, and Butler. That's a nice sentiment, but it's also incredibly vague. How, exactly, does adding one more wing extend their longevity? Does Murphy have magical healing powers? Is he going to make Draymond's body younger? Is he going to add years to Curry's prime? Of course not. What extends a championship core's longevity is managing their minutes, surrounding them with depth, making smart decisions, and avoiding catastrophic injuries. It's not about making one blockbuster trade for a player who might not even be available. And let's address the elephant in the room, the cost. The article admits that the Pelicans will demand a significant package, probably including a young prospect, which Golden State is reluctant to give up, and multiple draft picks. So, we're talking about trading away Jonathan Kuminga or Moses Moody or Brandon Podziemski, plus multiple first-round picks for Trey Murphy III? Are we out of our minds? Those young players represent our future, our flexibility, our insurance policy against the inevitable decline of our aging core. Trading them away for a marginal upgrade at the wing position would be a colossal mistake, a move driven by fear and desperation rather than sound strategic thinking. The most dangerous line in the entire article is this: if the Warriors really believe that their championship window is open, Murphy is the asset worth mortgaging the future for. Inertia will be the real defeat for Golden State's management. This is fear-mongering, pure and simple. It's designed to pressure the front office into making a rash decision, to guilt them into action by suggesting that doing nothing is somehow worse than making a bad trade. But that's nonsense. Sometimes, the smartest move is to be patient, to trust your process, to let your young players develop, and to wait for a genuinely impactful opportunity, not to chase after every shiny object that appears on the trade market. We are 4-3. We have Stephen Curry playing at an elite level. We have Jimmy Butler integrating into the system. We have Draymond Green anchoring the defense. We have young players who are still developing. Our championship window is not closing tomorrow. It's not slamming shut because we didn't trade for Trey Murphy III in November. We have time. We have options. And we have the luxury of being patient and strategic rather than reactive and desperate. The pressure, the article claims, is now on Mike Dunleavy Jr. to transform this dream target into reality before a rival team does. But that's a false choice. The pressure on Dunleavy should be to make smart decisions, not to make any decision just for the sake of action. If Murphy becomes genuinely available at a reasonable price, then sure, explore it. But don't overpay. Don't gut the roster. Don't sacrifice the future for a marginal present upgrade. That's not bold management. That's desperation. In summary, while Trey Murphy III is a talented player, the narrative that we must acquire him now at any cost because the Pelicans are 0-6 is deeply flawed. It's reactionary. It's overly optimistic about his availability, and it dangerously undervalues our own young assets and future flexibility. We need patience, not panic. We need strategic thinking, not emotional overreaction. And we need to trust that our front office will make smart, measured decisions rather than succumbing to media pressure and fan hysteria. So, Warriors Nation, here's my challenge. Let's not get caught up in the hype. Let's not demand that we trade away our future for a player who might not even be available. Let's trust the process, trust our young players, and trust that smart, patient management will ultimately lead us back to championship contention. Trey Murphy III might be good, but he's not worth mortgaging everything for. What do you think, Warriors Nation? Am I being too cautious, or is this the dose of reality we need? Should we be patient and strategic, or should we go all in on Murphy right now? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. If you agree that patience is key, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more balanced, thoughtful analysis of your Golden State Warriors. Let's keep it real.